class, good morning. I want to discuss with you our discussion board assignment. And I want to be very upfront and tell you that because it's taken a little time to get this put together the way I want, the discussion board for this week is going to overlap a little bit with next week. It's not going to be due till Tuesday of next week, same end date for the quiz. So up front, I want you to know that. Second thing, what are we doing with the discussion board? The discussion board this week is objective is to take the information that you've already gleaned out of the book and from our discussions and now apply it. If you were in the world of business, it isn't that you have book knowledge, you have to be able to apply it. So what are we going to do in our application? We're going to go to the mall. I know that sounds crazy, but that's exactly what we're going to do. A mall is a very carefully choreographed business location. Nothing happens in the mall except for some reason. And it's a reason that is being directed as much by the stores in the mall as the mall itself. A successful mall is a very, very organized, controlled, planned, and led business operation. It has all the elements in it of business. Now, we're going to go to the mall. When you go to the mall, what do I want you to do? I want you to walk around the mall. I want you to walk around the mall and observe the mall. Take notes, mental notes, write things down on the mall. The requirement's going to be, 3 observations of the mall. In other words, take the information that you gleaned from the book and now apply it to the mall. I'll give you an example. You might tell me about the demographics of the mall. Who's there? Where are they shopping? Where are they going? Are they in a specific location of the mall? Okay? And demographics are, there's many pieces to demographics. There's a racial component. There is, or ethnic component. There is a monetary component. There's an age component. There's all these different components that define who we are as people. And you want to look, see who's going where in the mall. 3 observations. Now, after you've done that, and I want you to go to a very specific store at a mall. That's in Nordstrom's. Now, I know that we have Nordstrom's in at least 3 malls. There's one on the North Shore, there's one in Natick, and there's one down in Braintree. So there's 3 malls that have Nordstrom's in them. Now, why are we going to Nordstrom's? Because you're going to have a case study on Nordstrom's. Going to be posted this weekend, and it has a very specific, it's about the HR issues, etc., that go on inside of Nordstrom's. So we're going to really tear that case apart. So we're going to start with the store, and we're going to end with Nordstrom's. Now, I want you to walk around Nordstrom's. Okay? And I want you to, in the same way that you walked around the mall, walk around Nordstrom's. Who's there? What are they doing? Tell me about the store. Okay? Now, you may ask yourself, why am I doing that, or why are we doing this exercise beyond the fact that we read 3 chapters about the business environment? It's the following. Okay? If you go to or listen to any stockholders meeting or any evaluation of stock, etc., you'll hear that the analyst has actually physically walked around the store. He's observed the store. He's seen who's in the store. He's seen how much money is moving through the store. It is, you can appreciate that you cannot say this is what's going on in a store until you've actually walked around in it and you've been able to state it. So that's what we're going to do this week. Our goal this week is one of application of knowledge. Okay? So we're not just going to write about it. Now, so you're going to make 3 observations in Nordstrom. So now, so far, you walked the mall, you've got 3 observations at the mall. These can be just one sentence. You know, you have to be we're not looking for war and peace, as the saying goes. So 3 observations at the mall and 3 observations of Nordstrom's. And these are business observations. Now, you're then going to take one of your observations. So you got 6. Take one, and I want you to write a paragraph about it. Just like the way that we discussed in class before, the sandwich technique. Remember? You're going to make your, this is my observation. That's can be your sentence 1. Okay? Now you're going to give me a couple sentences. This observation is important because, 1, 2, and 3. And that's where you're going to cite authority. In other words, I'll give you an example. Let us say that, for example, you walked around a store, and in observing the store, you found that it was messy. You might find a source, Google it, that says that when merchandise isn't put out, it gets damaged. Okay? And that's bad for business. And you're going to give me that site or that article. Okay? So you got your 6 observations. You're going to choose one. Your first, and you're going to write a paragraph about it. First sentence paragraph is, the observation I made was blank. And then you're going to write some sentences about it. Why is that observation important? Why did you make it? And for each sentence, that you're now making, you have a citation, you have something you can reference, okay? And then your last sentence of the paragraph is going to be, this observation leads me to conclude, and write whatever your conclusion is. So, right? So that's the second part. And then the last part of the discussion board is simply a listing of the citations that you utilized in making your paragraph, okay? Now, let me go back to my discussion about the discussion board. Do this in Word first, okay? Let me explain to you why, okay? In Word, you can very quickly write out the 1, 2, 3, the 1, 2, 3. You can write your paragraph out, and the grammar's there and all the rest. But for each reference that you find, you can put it into Word. Once you get used to, there's a section there that has references, you can put it in there. And Word will place the, when you want to put the citation there, it'll put the citation in the text, right, in the proper format, and even best of all, it'll create the reference listing at the end. And these are going to be references reviewed or whatever, okay, however you want to caption it. So that's why I say go to Word first, right, put it all together, and then just take it out of Word and put it into the discussion board. It works pretty good and it's very efficient, okay? So that's our assignment. If you have any questions about the assignment, like I said, feel free to give me an email or a text. I hope that you're able to do this, with other people in the family. It's not particularly onerous, and I'm not looking for you to spend 6 hours walking around the mall to figure this out, because that is not how shoppers do it. Shoppers walk around the mall, and normally they're in and they're out. Okay, so this the observational time that you're at the mall, I would say you want to aim to limit it that you maybe walk the mall and you walk Nordstrom's, you're in and out in an hour, because that's how long you would be in the mall. Okay, and then you're going to write down what's going on. Little technique, one last little note. Take a little notebook with you and write down the notes, as you walk around, okay? And like I said, any questions, you feel free to give me a text, a phone call, or drop me an email, okay? And just so that we're all on the same page, final time we'll go through it, you're going to have 3 observations of the mall, 3 observations of the Nordstrom store, a paragraph that says this is why one observation was important with some citations, and then the references cited. Once you post, you'll be able to look at everybody else's, and now for your responses, you're going to discuss amongst yourselves, and I'll try to chirp in too. Maybe somebody should have looked at a different aspect, or they made, of their 6 observations, you found another one of them interesting. It's a discussion. Remember that. You're there to respond and put in some ideas as to what somebody else said. So you're going to have an original post plus 2 other posts as well. All right? Good luck, and I'll be seeing you on the discussion board. Have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.